Hey, good afternoon. It is definitely the evening. Alex Total Transportation, Mania Man, what's going on? I do not want to be too long with this video, but I just wanted to do a quick little recap. I got a halls in my mouth. I was a little under the weather this week, but I wanted to do a quick recap of my first week into the cargo van business. And man, it was an adventure. You know, if you watch the channel or seen some other videos, I didn't know how I was going to get into the game. I didn't know how I was getting into the game. I talked to a number of brokers. I talked to a number of carrier companies, number of logistic companies or so. And, you know, I got my first break. My first break came from, number one, having all of the proper logistical paperwork. It was the $1 million insurance, commercial insurance. It was $100,000 cargo insurance, no, cargo liability as well. And then having your DOT number, your MC, and all that good stuff. And the first app that gave me my first start was LJ Innovations. I'll post a screenshot of that app and hopefully it can help somebody out with that. And then they definitely reach out. Now, I know I've spoken to other people and some people in the industry or so. It's tough to reach some dispatchers and some companies or so, but these people, they reach out to you. They'll say, hey, you don't have this, or your measurements on your van is wrong, or you have down that you have a lift gate on your van, but you don't have a lift gate. Because I was constantly texting them like, hey, why am I not getting any loads? I'm not receiving anything. And I finally received something straight up, like fresh off of a vacation, and I had no idea it was going to happen the way it happened. And from last Monday through last Friday, I was on the road. I went from Clearwater, Florida to Kentucky, from Kentucky to Ohio, stayed the night in Ohio. Ohio is hella cold and high gas prices. And then from Ohio, I went to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to back home here in Florida. And man, it was a doozy. I just want to give some insight and some advice to people that are just entering the game, as well as I'm one of you. You need a lot of upfront money. It's not like you do the loads and then you get paid. It's not like Uber. I did Uber, a couple months or so, and you get that money right then and there on a debit card or your bank account, or they have an Uber Pro card. But it's not like that. Most of the companies, pay out on Fridays, or they'll give you a date when you'll be paid for that load and that carry that you did, that haul that you did. I didn't know that. So it was, you hear me say, hey, I was in Kentucky, I was in Ohio. I'm fronting all the money. You got gas, you got tolls, you got hotel stays, mainly the gas. Your van is always gonna need gas for all these miles that you'll be hauling, and it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So if you got a credit card or a gas card or any savings to be able to, fund your upstart into the cargo van business, you're definitely going to need it. I'm thinking about what I've mentioned before on my channel, far as, the cargo van business one-on-one and all of this pricing and really getting into it. Man, that number is at least probably $10,000 more now. But overall, my experience, was it worth getting into and stuff like that? I'm not able to say. I will say that I had no idea it was going to take me to Kentucky and take me to Ohio. Now, this week, I'm looking forward to, now that I've been, I got relationships with a number of carriers and everything, a number of logistic companies. I'm probably going to decide to not go to some places. Like, I just got a call today after I went to dinner. I treated myself to Outback Steakhouse. I said I wanted a nice steak dinner for my reward for my first week in cargo. I'll put that in here too. They said, hey, Des, I know you got a drop off in Tampa at 9 a.m. because I still have the load from Friday. You drop it off on Monday. It was like, it's a pickup in Orlando going to Atlanta. I'm like, man, I was just in Atlanta. I don't want to be there. And Atlanta wasn't that great of a place either. Just a lot of rain and stuff. And I'm officially a Florida boy. I learned that real fast, man. Like, I want to be in warmer conditions. So I'm going to try to go west. I'm probably going to try to hold out. Try to go more west and things like that. And then, the longer the drives and the distances, the more money. So I probably want to go West Coast or somewhere in Texas, Nevada. Keeping my fingers crossed and hoping out for that. What else? The road is unforgiving, man. Rest was tough. I gotta order a bed mat. You definitely want to order some 5-hour energies, anything or pills that could keep you up and things of that nature, so you could just be up on the road. You're gonna be driving really, really long hours, so you definitely feel like a truck driver, but you got a cargo van. It's not much of a difference except it's a little smaller, but you're definitely on the road a lot. Got to be careful, deers, and just the conditions. A lot of rain, a lot of fog, the times of the days, the traffic. These are all things to factor in. And I guess until you actually are in it, I don't think there's no way to prepare. I know for me, for this week, now that I've done my first week, I know how much money I'm going to need for gas and probably where I want to stop and, what durations I can drive the most and where I want to stay. And it's rough, man. It's rough. I'm learning a lot. First week overall on a grade scale, I'll give it like a C+. A C+ for the mere fact that I didn't know I was going to be getting accepted for loads. I did it and I wasn't in my best physical condition. I was a little under the weather, but I still persevered. And then I just didn't know about like the whole industry, what you got to do, printing out the BOL, getting that signed, taking pictures of the loads, and contacting the carrier companies before you're able to leave and go to your destination or so. This was all trial and error for me. If you have any questions or anything, I'm going to try to get to all the YouTube comments. And thank you again for your well wishes and your questions, your comments, your concerns. And excuse me, it's all appreciated. I think one thing I do want you guys to know is I'm not no Jake Paul, I don't know, whoever else is famous on YouTube, like these guys that's on YouTube that are able to garner 1 million people and subscribers and are so far away and detached from who the people are and stuff. I am a regular Joe, common dude, starting a business for myself and, striving to have independence and, build a company from the ground up. And I'm learning a lot. I'm reading a lot. Excuse me. And, I just thank you for the support. I had no idea this was going to be my path. I'm a man that's educated. I have degrees and stuff like that. And now I'm in a field that I don't even need these degrees with. So, your path is your path. But overall, I was graded a C+ for my first week. And again, just want to thank you guys for chiming in, watching, listening to my cries and my pleas. And I'm looking forward to a better second week. I know I got a little more insight on what I'm getting used to and what I should be looking forward to. And let's hit the West Coast. I was on the Midwest this first week. So, excuse me. So let's hit the West Coast, man. I want some sun. I need to be hauling to Cali or Denver. No, Denver's probably cold, but overall it's an adventure. You get to see some of the country, some rural areas at distinct times of the night, man. So overall, it has its benefits. It has its pros and cons, like anything. But if you want to take a chance on yourself and invest in yourself and be able to try to create some long-term generational wealth, that's what I'm in it for. And if you have some advice for me or anything, I know a couple of you have reached out to me via email and I've responded or so. I appreciate it. And thanks again. This is Alex Total Transportation. 1 week down in cargo. Second week is upcoming tomorrow. I'm gonna get some good rest and let's get it. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Let me hear you say, Alex Total Transportation. I got to treat myself to the Outback Steakhouse for my first week in cargo. Gotta keep your car clean, so we'll sanitize everything, disinfectant spray, and I expect an even better week, second week. So yeah, just take care of your man. Sunshine State. Lord only knows where I'm going to be this week. Holla.